So so we are good with the pull requests and the issues, right? So no more doubts on these two. Okay, so now let's talk about remaining some settings. So settings, I think we cannot handle here. So I'll go back to my personal repo and then explain it over there. So now I'm going to my personal repo, one of the personal repo. So maybe, yeah, I have this DevOps training here, right? So now we know that how to create the multiple branches and how do we write the pull request and create the pull request and how do we work on our issues. So now let's talk about it a little bit on the settings. This is mainly for the admins, okay? So options, so whatever you will have here, if you want to move your report to public or private, you get the overall setting about your repository. And the manage access, so manage access is a place where you grant the people access to your repository like a collaborator. If someone wanted to access your repository and they can write it, then you have to add them as a collaborator. So by default, if you create a public repository, everyone can read it, but no one can write it. So if someone want to write, then you have to add them as a collaborator. Okay. And then security analysis, this talks about your security. Say in case if you are maintaining some source code and you are running some actions or something else, then it will identify if there are any security issues with your source code repository, then we get it here. And then branches, so this is the main branch. So we don't see this option in our organization because that is blocked, but here, so we are using the free account, so with our personal repo, then we can access this. So this is how we create the branches. So default branch. So whenever we clone a remote repository, by default, we get the main branch. Okay. So in a company, people may accidentally make the direct commits, right? So that is the reason we always protect the branches. So whenever you have a default branch, you can add the default branch here. We don't have a branch here now. So let me first go ahead and create the branch here on this. So I would say development branch. So now I have two branches, main and the development branch. So I'll go to the settings, branches. Now you see I have a main branch. I'm going to change this to development. So now whenever I clone, by default, this branch will be checked out. That is a thing here. Now branch protection rules. So how you want to protect your branch. So now let's add the rule. So which branch you want to protect? So we always protect the main branch or the master branch. So I'm going to choose the main here. See, main branch is protected. So how you want to protect? You see, require pull request reviews before merging. It means whenever someone submits a pull request, so that pull request must have one reviewer reviewed your pull request. Then only you can see the squash and merge option enabled. So I'm going to enable that one. So how many reviewers you want to be added? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So based upon the code. So if you are working on normal code, you can just make one pull request reviewer. So if you are working on like Amazon.com UI website, right? So it's very crucial. So maybe you will add a lot of reviewers because one person misses, the another pair of eyes can easily identify the mistake over there. So now I'm adding only one here. Dismiss state, require review from code owners. So we don't need the code owners here. So require status checks. So status checks means, so if you are doing a CI, so whenever we make a commit, so that commit will trigger a job in the Jenkins. Jenkins will do the build. So once the build is successful, then it posts a status check to the GitHub. If it is there, then only it will show the green mark and then it will allow you to merge it. So since we don't have it, I'll remove this. So required all this blah. You see include administrators. So even though you are admin on the repo, if you enable this, he cannot merge the pull request unless this rule is satisfied. some people having admin access, so they can bypass all the rules, right? So if you don't want like that, then you need to enable this one as well. Okay, so now rev rules everyone yeah, that's it. So now we protected our pull requests. So one person have to review it, then only it will be approved, and then we don't have administrator overwriting any of these rules. So this is the webhooks. So webhooks we will discuss when we talk about the Jenkins, because this is the place where we are going to integrate the GitHub and the Jenkins. So whenever you make a commit in GitHub, then the hook will be sent to Jenkins system, and then Jenkins will run the corresponding job. We will do this when we talk about the Jenkins notification. So if whatever something is happening on this repo, to whom you want to be notified. So all the notifications, integrations. So this is like this is GitHub apps related. Deploy keys. I think these keys also we are going to use inside the app actions. GitHub Actions. So GitHub Actions is a new feature, not new features. It's already there for a long time. So now we have a Jenkins, right? So Jenkins is going to perform the continuous integration part. So we can do that part within the GitHub itself. We don't need to use Jenkins again. That talks about these actions. So actions, I don't know whether people are using it. So we can skip this part at the moment. So in case if I find some time, then probably I'll record this and make it available in the YouTube for you guys. Okay. And then secrets. So these secrets are goes along with the actions. So in case if you want to use some credentials inside your actions, then you need to keep those as a variable in the secret section. This is completely hidden. And the moderation settings. Yeah, it looks like some restrictions. And the interaction limits. It's not coming. Same thing. It's both are talking to same interaction limits. It talks about some how you are going to limit your report to the results. So that's it all about. And then let's go security. So security, as I told you, right? So whatever code we have, so based on that, it will review and give you some warnings if there is any uh, viruses, if there is any bad code. So this will catch it everything. And then security policy. This is all I don't know. Then next about wiki. So what is wiki? So wiki is like a documentation. So if you want to say something about your repository, then you can document here. So this documentation, you can use HTML or you can use a markdown language. So what is markdown language? So let me show you markdown cheat sheet. So here markdown cheat sheets. So if you want to use the markdown, how you need to put the syntax. So let me show you quickly one. I'll create the new wiki page. This is the home page. I'm going to choose a markdown language. So you have welcome to the DevOps training, right? It says like this, preview mode. Now I'm going to put a hash symbol here and space. Now you see it become highlighted because it's a heading. So if you want to write a smaller header, then you need to use hash. Okay, this is subheading. So this will have a bit smaller. Again, if you want another smaller, then you can use this thing, some more smaller. Okay, so if you want to write the, this is the thing, and then if you want to create a link, then we need to create like this. So click here, and then you are going to give the references. Let's say amazon.com. So if I show like this, so it's a click here. So when you click this, it will take you to amazon.com. So this is how you write the markdown languages. And then you also have a bold, italic, and underscore, and then bullet points for the bullet points. So this is how you're going to write this. So you say, sorry, dash 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 hyphen. Okay, first point, second point. See, you get the bullet points here. You can also write the checkbox as well. For the checkbox, you need to write the, I'm putting the heading, checkboxes, PQ, like this. Okay, you can say PRs, issues. You get the checkboxes. So if you save this page, so now I have a wiki page for my repository. Headings, headings, subheadings, title, and the bullet points and the checkboxes. It's not letting me edit. You can edit this actually. Maybe it's a wiki. Yeah. So this is like the Markdown language. So you can see the cheat sheet here. So how do you write? So for a heading 1 hash, heading 2 double hash like this. So you have a asterisk. Use for underscores. You use underscore like this. Double asterisk will give the bold, and this is together like this. So if you want to put the lists, you have to give like this, 1 dot space, 2 dot space like this. You see, you get like this. Bullet points. So links, you have it here, bracket and here, bracket and here. You can also give the local path. So you will see this, and this file is coming from your repository. This all you can also use a table here. So by following this format. This is called the Markdown language. It's not important, but in case if you're editing some GitHub repositories, then you can see the README page with this data. So when you do the preview, it show like this. Okay, that is called the Markdown language. Almost all the tools are now using this Markdown language. If you talk about Slack or Microsoft Teams, so they have a text messages sending as a Markdown language. Okay, so that's about your simple Markdown language. And then projects. So let's talk about the projects. So probably I'll go back to our example here. I'll quickly create a project here. I would say status board, tracking daily. So I just created a project. So now I'm going to create a column. So I would say to do, and then it's another column in progress. I would say blocked, completed. So now I have 4 sections here, like 4 columns: to do, in progress, blocked, and completed. So whichever issues are currently started, then I'm going to add them here. So what I'm going to do, so we have it here, right? So now I go here, issues. Sorry guys. So this is the issue I opened. So yeah, so in the project section, if I select this, I get the project here. So I assign this issue to this project now, right? So now I go to another one, conditions, projects, assign to this project. If I go to the projects now here, now I see they're showing up here, right? So now I can move. whether this condition is completed or not. I think it's completed. I think I moved to complete here. For loop, completed. Variable file, maybe it's in progress. Arrays, it is blocked. So in the morning, so you can see this status board. So you can see, okay, so currently this issue is in progress. So they can open it here. They can say, so they can ask you to whom it is assigned. It doesn't Lokesh Kamble. They say why you haven't worked on this. Okay, and then if they want to check this block, they say blocked. So why it is blocked? Let's talk about this blocked issue. Then they go ahead and verify why it is blocked. So like this, we can also have a status board for the management purpose. So they can easily track which issue is in which status. So this is completely customizable. We can also automate this. So automate means, so you have a manage automation. If you select here, you have preset is none. If you select to do, so whichever are newly added are reopened issues and newly added pull request and reopened will automatically come and get set here automatically. We don't need to do anything. That is called automation. So in progress means, so if it is in progress, if someone made comment on that, then it will come and sit here. So completed means, so whichever issues are closed, they come and sit here automatically. That is called the manage automation. So it's not compulsory. It's up to one individual. It's good because if you have hundreds of issues, so you cannot drag and drop, right? So it will automatically gets created here if you automate that. So now I'm adding this as a done. So closed issues will come and sit here. Okay. So now I'm going to close one issue here. So create file. Before that, let me verify status board. So I have arrays, right? So arrays, let's say about completed. So now I'm going to move the arrays to completed. So it's completed. So now I'm going to close this. This is done. I'm going to assign already it's there. I'm going to close the issue. Say I closed, right? If I open this here board, see the arrays automatically came to closed, completed. So that is automation that you can also do with the project. This is only for the uh, project managers, scrum masters, so where they can verify all these. Okay. And what else we have to talk here?
So only they would have the access to
Mhm.
view the this codes, is it? Even
No, everyone, whoever having access to GitHub repo, so they can read it. So you have
okay,
to get a minimum read access in order to be part of the GitHub repo, right? So you can see everything, but you cannot manage all those. So you cannot move them around. You may not close them like that.
okay. And in general, we would be doing the I mean changes on the to the not to the main branch, not to the master branch, right?
Yeah, we don't do the main branch directly.
Okay,
We always do inside the development branch. So we have to
development
create the
branch.
branch. I will explain that integration branch
Okay, okay.
after, yeah, couple of in few minutes. And then what is about this business? So now we have a repositories organization, so we know how to create this. So enterprises is a new section. So in case if your company is using public github.com, then they will have a new enterprise created added for you as well. And then we have your projects, so which your projects are currently working on. Stars means, so like in a GitHub actually, so if you like a GitHub repository, so you can start it. So once you start it, then you will get all the notifications activities related to that repository. And also in the search, the star repos will come up on top. Okay. And the watch means, so if you want to see the updates, like whenever we update something and you want to get the update immediately, like we have in YouTube subscribed, right? So whenever you subscribe something, you get the notifications whenever they post new video. Similarly, the watch here, whenever some new file is committed, new pull request is added, then you get the notifications. And then fork means like sometimes you don't have access to some repositories, you cannot edit it, but if you want to edit, you need to fork it. So let me quickly show you one fork here. So now maybe I'll open the Kubernetes one. So this is the Kubernetes organization, and there's a repo called Kubernetes. Okay, if you look, they have almost 2,000 issues open, and they have 879 pull requests are open, and they also have some actions. I think they don't have actions, and they have projects. They are maintaining workloads projects, CRA projects, US docs projects, build improvement projects. So let's look at this build improvement projects. So they have these many discussions and POC. They have to do in progress, completed. Like, see, I don't have setting option because I don't have privileges. So now I know that there is some issue. Let's talk about the issue. So let's suppose I don't know the code. It's completely written in the Go code. So now I want to make some changes to the file. So I'll pick the readme.md file. This is a readme.md file. Where's the readme? Yeah, this one. Okay, this file currently having this. So now I wanted to add some statement here. Okay, so how can I edit? So if I edit it, it doesn't allow me to edit, save directly. See, it says automatically waiting for your fork. So what does it mean? Means I'll cancel this. So now since I don't have access to create new branches, you see I can't even create a new branches, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a fork of it. Fork means, now watch this namespace. It is inside the Kubernetes and the Kubernetes, right? Now I click on the fork. So where you want to fork? I want to fork to SU officials. See now, the same Kubernetes repo is now part of SU official. You see, SU official Kubernetes. So now I can make the changes here because I have privileges. See, create branch from master branch. Now I can make the change. So now how am I going to make the change? So let's suppose I created a new branch. So now I am going to edit the readme.md file. I knew that there is some issues, so I'm editing this. I added this commit. So everything I'm doing inside the SU official. Now both are different. Okay, they are not same now. See, I have added this statement, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a pull request. Pull request. So we have seen pull request within a same repository between the branches. But now this pull request is talking about between different repos and different organizations. So now I create the pull request. See, you see the base repository and the head repository. So which repository you want to send this to? I want to send this to Kubernetes/Kubernetes. Which branch? The master branch. From where? ASU officials Kubernetes to, from this branch. Because I had privileges to do here, I did the change. Now I'm asking them to do the pull request. See, that is what the pull request happening. So this is technically, I mean, this is in general how the people work on it. So if Anuya having her repository with some Node.js, okay. So now I saw some issue in the code. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to fork her repository in my workspace. Then I make the changes. Then I put a pull request to her repo directly. Then she get the pull request. She compares the files, what changes I have made. If she thinks those are perfect, then she approves the pull request. So once the pull request is approved, so my changes in my space will now be carried over to her repository in her branch. That's what the pull request between the different organizations. It is exactly same how the PR works that we have discussed so far. This is the difference only is here is with the different organizations. That's it. Okay. So that's how your pull requests work. Now settings. So in the settings, you can see all related to your personal settings. So what we can do here is the SSH. So SSH and GPG keys. So currently I don't have any SSH keys, right? So if you want to clone, if you want to push your repository, you have been using HTTPS. So if you want to use SSH, then you need to copy your SSH public key here. So now I go here. Okay, so now I'm going to copy my now public key. This is my public key. I'm going to copy this one, a new SSH key. Maybe let me show you before that. Before adding the key, I'll show you the error, and then we can. So I go to HTTP official, bash scripts only. Now I have HTTPS here, right? I use SSH. Okay, SSH here. I remove this bash scripts. So git clone, paste. See, it has git at github.com. It says repository not found. Could not read from remote repository. Please make sure that you have the correct access rights and repository exists. It is trying to authenticate. It did not find it. It failed. So now let's go ahead and add our key. Okay. So I already, yeah, I have it here. So here I go to the settings. This is overall, guys. Okay. So once you add here, you can access any repositories which you have access to. Okay. Key is already in use. It looks like my key is already in use. I might be using in somewhere else. So I can create and yeah, I cannot delete this. This is how you use it. So once you add the key here, then you can automatically use that. When you do GitHub clone, it will automatically allows you. So you give it a try because my key is already being used in another profile and I cannot change the key because I am using this key in so many places. Okay. Clear? So you give it a try, you will come to know. So this is so far is done. Now let's talk about a little bit on the branching strategies, which is very important. So I'm going to open up Zoom here as well. So any doubts on this? Hello? Hello?
No, we're good.
No, we good.
Okay. So let's talk about the branching strategies. So what are the branching strategies and why do we use it and how do we implement that in a company? Okay. So in a typical scenario, so we have mostly company follows the Git flow strategy. So there are two types of strategies. So one is GitHub flow and second one is Git flow. So let's talk about Git flow first. So what is this strategy is? So once you create your repository, the first thing you need to do is create a new branch. So that branch is called integration branch. Okay, so integration branch can be your development branch. You can name it as a development and then you can use it as integration branch, or you can also create a branch with the name of integration, right? It varies. Some people use the main branch itself is an integration branch, but it's a bad practice. Okay, so whenever you create your repository, you get your master branch, right? This is your master branch. Okay, so once master branch is created, then you are going to create an integration branch called development branch. So now, first thing, you will create the master development branch, and then you are going to create the branch protection rules immediately. Maybe for these two. Okay, so one, reviewers is required for these two, and then in the master, maybe especially in the master, no direct commits. So no one will directly commits the code in the master branch, only through the pull requests. Okay, that is the development branch. And now whenever a new developer wanted to work on his changes, then he is going to create his feature branches. Okay, so feature branches he will create on it, and then he will create another developer has created another feature branch, another developer created another feature branch. So now we have three developers working on three different features. So we have master branch, which is protected, and we have development branch, which we are considering as the integration branches. Okay, so now we have a release. So release is scheduled on today is what 28th, right? So let's say, so we have a release on 10th December. Okay, so your Scrum Master is going to provide you the changes on which they are targeting for this 10th December release. So now we have three developers. So they are working on their changes and they're targeting for 10th December. Okay, so now whenever the F1 is done with his changes, okay, he made some changes. He made a commit. So everybody having a commit now here, let's say, uh, so everybody is having a commit, same commit, because all are created at the same time. Okay, so now F1 made some changes. Okay, so he has added one commit. So what he has to do, so he's done with his changes. So whatever changes are sent, he's done. So now he's going to put a pull request. So he will put a pull request to development branch. Okay, so now he put the pull request, someone reviewed the changes, statistics are passed, then the code is merged. So now development has additional commit, right? So now F2 also made the changes. Okay, so now F2 has a made changes, he did his commit. Again, he has to put a pull request to development branch only. So now when he tries, then what happens? Now development branch here is compared between what changes are coming and what I have. So if the changes are happened on two different files, then the development branch will automatically allow it to merge. If there are some conflicts, let's say if this file and this file, so both edited at the same time, then what happens? Then you need to resolve the merge conflicts. So you resolve the merge conflicts and then you are done. So both changes are there. Now F3 also made the changes. Okay, so F3 also committed some changes. He do the same thing. So now we have all the changes targeted for 10th December are ready in development branch. Okay, so now what happens? These are ready. Then once on the day of release, or maybe 2 days of release, then they are going to put a pull request from development branch to the master. and then they make a change in the live. So once the code is live successfully, then you will have all the commits in your master branch, all 3 commits, and then you are going to delete these branches because code is live. So now code is went live. There are some issues. There are some issues. So what they would do now, they need to open up a bug fix branch. Okay. So now they need to open up a bug fix branch. So what is the bug fix branch? They are going to create a new bug fix branch, either from the development or from the master. Okay. So let's say they created from the master. So it has these changes. They put additional change. Bug fix, no need to follow all the cycles. So bug fixes are emergency fixes. So you need to provide a fix immediately to the live code so that there is no impact. Okay, so sometimes it may follow all the cycles, it may not follow all the life cycles. Okay, so bug fix is done. Now the code is completed. Then he again merges to the master and also to development branch, because the bug fix, right? Directly we create a branch from master, so it goes to development and the master. So this is how the Git flow works. Okay, so now another scenario. Any doubts on this, by the way?
No.
Okay,
Mm.
I'll take it as no. So now let me clear this. Now another scenario. So same thing. So we have been doing the same. So we have a master branch, okay, and then we have a development branch, and then we have a feature branch. So same 12th December release, okay, and then we have a same commits. So now F1 started early. Okay, so you know release cycles happens every 2 weeks or maybe monthly, let's assume. So now I have a 12th December release, and there is another release targeted for 20th December. Okay, I have 2 releases started. Okay, so F1 and F2 are working on 12th December changes. Okay, so now F3 also started working on it, but he is working on 20 December changes. Okay, so he made the change. So first committed. So he put the pull request. Commits are there. Perfect. Okay, so then he also made the changes. He put a pull request. Okay, so now what happens? He has done with his changes. Now what he's supposed to do? Can he put a pull request or not? So generally, so before you put a pull request, it is always recommended that you invite the changes first. So from development branch, you would be inviting the changes, like pulling the changes from your branch. Then you will get all your changes like this with these changes as well. And then you put a pull request. So your pull request is here. So now development branch has these many changes. So all the changes are completed by 10th December. So now you need to put a pull request to the master to make a code. So if you put a pull request, what happens? From development branch to master. Just a wild guess. So if you put a pull request from development branch to master, what happens? Does it carry all the changes or not?
Doesn't carry.
I mean, you have a development branch. On 10th December, you have all these three changes, right? So if you put a pull request from development branch, it will carry all the three changes. So all the three changes will go in next release, that is 12th December. Is it expected behavior? This is what we wanted? No, right? We wanted only F1, F2 changes to be promoted in 12th December and F3 changes on 20th December. So if you put a pull request having these three changes to the master branch, then you would have changes getting merged to the master branch. That is an impact. So what do you do again? So from this commit, so this commit has all the changes required for 12th December, right? Because it contains this and this. So here, from here, you are going to create a new branch from this commit. So this has only this and this changes. From here, you put a pull request to the master. Now what happens? Your master contains only these two changes. You promote it to 12th December. Clear? See, the F3 is working on the changes that are targeted for 20th December, right? So now he accidentally merged, not accidentally, it happens. So everyone, once they're done with the changes, they put a pull request and developer and then Scrum lead, he merges and verify the changes. So he merged all the changes development branch. So on 10th December, all three changes are ready. But the feature 3 supposed to go on 20th December. It is not ready yet because we haven't made a communication to business users or someone else, right? This is like you're announcing Google Pixel phones. So Google releasing the phones, right? So they say that the new changes, the Google phone should be visible on this date because they can start the pre-ordering the bookings, right? So what happens if you provide that option before it ready? It's a problematic, right? The same thing. So feature 3 should not be released before 20th December. It should be on the same day. So he cannot put all the changes, right? So how can you avoid? So you can travel to the history, commit history. So whichever commit you have done, take a new branch from that commit and then put a pull request. So like this. So now we have pull requests here, right? So we have, this is the main branch. Already we have so many branches. Yeah, let's suppose I go to the commits here. If you go to the commit history, 9 commits. So you see 10, 9, 7, 8, right? These are all the commits. So if you want to promote these changes, so not this one, then you can click here. You can see all the files whichever you have here. See, on this commit, you have these many files. It doesn't have the latest file. So you can also do like this. It's not showing up here. So rather we can do the commits. Create the branch. Uh, You see, fixed branch is coming from this commit. So now this fixed branch doesn't have the array changes. So whichever status we have committed, you can put a pull request from here. Fixed branch to the whichever branch you wanted to promote. Okay, so that's what this is. Okay, so that is the Git flow. So any doubts on this?
No.
So now
No.
GitHub flow. So GitHub flow is, I think it's quite straightforward. I think I also did not use it. So you just have one branch, master branch, I think. Okay, so whenever you want to make a change, you create a branch and then you merge it. Create a branch and you merge it. Create a branch and you merge it. So this is highly uh, effective. So when your changes are very small and you're making code in live immediately changes, like in the first hour, start working on it, small change, you do the fix, promote it live immediately. So you don't keep it for long running branches. So Git flow will allow you to maintain the long running branches because you are making a change that is expected to take 2 to 4 days. It's a long running branch, right? So you need to follow the Git flow. If you like short lived very quickly, then you can use this standard. I think company who are matured, they follow this GitHub flow. And people say GitHub flow is good, but it depends upon your team and the project type you are working. So that's about Git and GitHub. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to say something.
Once we pull and merge that branch, right?
Mhm.
After that, is it if you want to delete that branch, is it able to delete?
Yeah, you can. So what you can do, so let's suppose I have a bank script, right? So you go to the code, you see branches here,
Mm-hmm.
go to the branches. So let's suppose this fixed branch, you see default branches, my branches and which I'm working on. This is active branches. I have these many branches currently active. So if you see
But
this branch is already merged, right? So I can
mm,
delete this branch. So even this branch is merged, I can delete this branch. So issue 5, not at fix. I think I'm using it. So it's not a branch. I can delete this. You can also see all the branches like stale branches, which are actually got deleted, active, yours, all branches. You can also see all the branches which are currently working on.
so in yeah, so if you go to the code and we can see the branch names and are there also we can delete those
No, you cannot delete here.
these things. Yeah.
Yeah, you can only select, you can toggle here from which one branch to another branch. If you want to work on the branches, you have to go on top of the branches and then you delete it.
Okay. But if you want to see the branch names, we cannot delete those branch. Like so many people create those branches, right?
No, no. This is only for the visible. Only the admin and the people having right access, they can do that.
Okay.
Okay, and we also have a tags here. So tags is you can create the tags. So rather than you remembering the commit IDs, you can give the tag names like feature 1 tag, feature 2 tag, feature 3 tag. So if you want to go back to feature 1 to feature 2, feature 3, then you can directly jump using the tags. So that is really not a big deal. And that's it, I would say, from my side on this GitHub. So any doubts?
No.
No. So what I would recommend that we have this DevOps references here, so which we are going to use quite extensively, this repository. Okay, so try to create a star or fork this if you want to make some changes. So you would see all the material getting uploaded here. So whenever I make some changes, you will see it here. Okay, so we have Ansible, AWS, and batch scripts. I think we have gone through this already. And then Git, yeah, we have some assignments here for the Git. Yeah, this is very basic. Don't need that. And we have a next topic. We are going to talk on the Jenkins. So Jenkins, I just have a small Groovy files, but we are going to talk Jenkins completely using the UI part. And after that, we jump on to Docker, and then we jump on to Kubernetes, and then we jump on to a little bit of Terraform. Yeah, that's it. So after that, we are done. Oh, we have Ansible. I forgot. So probably after the Git and Jenkins, we start the Ansible. Ansible is configuration management. Cool. So any doubts?
So we use Ansible and Terraform. Is it? Both are
Yes.
configuration. Okay.
No, both, no, they're different. So Ansible is the configuration management. So Ansible is going to work inside your virtual machines, whereas Terraform is going to work on top of that. Like if I want to create a new machine, then with Ansible, of course, we can create, but we use Terraform. So Terraform to create the VMs. So once the VM is created, then I want to configure my application. Like I want to install the Java, I want to install the Jenkins, I want to install some softwares, I want to have these files are copied over there. So that we'll do it through the Ansible. They're all both go together. They're not competitors. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have so much to cover, it seems. So Ansible and Jenkins, these are all actually the main things as a DevOps engineer. So whatever we have covered so far, they are all like a basic for you to get onto the DevOps space a little bit. So we practice in the Git. Then probably we will start Jenkins tomorrow, so we can take a break for today. I mean, done for today. Is it fine? Because I want to start
Yes.
the Jenkins fresh tomorrow. So what you guys can do for tomorrow is, uh, I don't need, I think, yeah, Jenkins we can start from the scratch. I'll show you how to install the Jenkins and how to configure the Jenkins, how to write the jobs. So many. So what you guys can do, so make sure that whatever we have practiced so far, so you do it. Don't delay the practice. So there is a one assignment that you guys need to complete. So I have the assignment sheet here on the AWS. Okay, so this is the assignment, guys. So I have created some tasks. So I want you guys to pick these and start working on it. Okay, so no, maybe not today, at least start working on that. So you see AWS task.md, you get all the tasks here. So if you don't understand some task here, so maybe some of the tasks may not stand valid because these are created quite long back. So maybe that feature is no more valid, or maybe some new feature has come up. This will also give you some refresher knowledge. So let's say create VPCs. So now you may recollect how we are going to create the VPCs. What is the public private subnets, how to configure
So
the routes and route tables, everything you'll
do we
remember
need to put
everything.
the screenshots? I mean, once we are done with the lesson, that's how it is.
Yeah, so what I would say, so whichever tasks are you complete, right? Just give me the details or what you can do, to be honest. So now we have SEO officials here, right? So you can create your own repository and then update a readme md file with the screenshots. I'll quickly show you how we can do that. So let's suppose I worked on one template. So now let me create my repository here. Use a, yeah, you just create the public one. add a readme.me file. So this is my data, right? So I have nothing here. I am going to create a readme file here, right? So I'm going to edit this. Okay, so first task, I'm going to task number 1. Whatever task you have it here, just give the task name, what the task name is here. Man, not this one, pick this one, assessment 1. Oops, not even this one. I'll pick the task 1. Yeah, so it says create launch configuration you're working on, right? Just copy this guy. It's very too much big, so I'm going to give 2 headers. Yeah, it's perfect. Then I'm going to add the screenshots here. So if you want to explain, you can explain it here how you have done, or you can also give a direct references. So I just edited this page, I save this. So now I want to upload one screenshot. So I'll take some sample screenshot here. So I'll take a, let's suppose this is a screenshot, right? This is a screenshot you wanted to put it there. So save it somewhere in your desktop or somewhere. So then you go back here, wherever you are going to edit. So you see the upload add file option here. You can do upload files. So you can drag and drop, or you can choose the files. So desktop and task 1, commit. So my file is created here, right? So file is here. So now you need to put references here. So I go to the readme md.me file, edit this. Now give the references. So this is the screenshot, right? You can say task 1 screenshot, from where it is coming. So it is actually in the same file, task1.png. It's not displaying here, right? So let me add this one. Yeah, see, now I added this one, task1.png, which is in my same location, right? I commit the change. So task 1, I get the screenshot here. So this screenshot is actually I'm storing inside my same file name, task1.png. So in case if you are trying to differentiate properly and you're trying to create folders, so you can also create like this, upload files. Add new file, create new file. You can create a folder called media. So now you have a media folder. So in the media, you upload all those files, upload files, choose files, whichever screenshots you have taken. What the?
We can upload 3-4 screenshots
Yeah,
at
you
a
can,
time.
you can, you can. So now you have a media. So inside, where is that? Man, upload files. Inside the media, why it is not getting uploaded? So inside the media, I have this file now, right? So now I can refer like this. So readme file. So this task1.md is actually inside the media directory, media slash this. This will be referring to the file in the media. So you can also do like that. You can keep all the screenshots one folder so that it doesn't look ugly here. Okay, that's what. So that I can easily see. So you can create your own repository and start uploading whenever you say. So since you're working on AWS, so give a name like AWS slash your name, or you can create your name, create folder like AWS Ansible Bash. So inside the AWS, put all AWS tasks. You can create another README file inside the directory as well. So when I go into here, I can see the README MD displaying here. So like this. So if I go to the Kubernetes here, see this is the main folder. I have the README MD file. So if I go inside the licenses, I don't have it here. How about APIs? Even API doesn't have it. Docs, and docs doesn't have it. I mean, you can maintain multiple MDI files. They don't have it. So you can do like that, whatever you feel convenient. You can create one readme.md file, or you can create multiple readme.md.files. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So we will meet tomorrow, and then we'll start on the Jenkins. That is very important. Please try not to miss tomorrow class. Okay. So you're
Okay.
expected to be working on Jenkins mostly.
Okay.
Cool. So let's meet tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Bye
you.
guys.
Bye
Bye.
bye.